Hey guys, and welcome back to the Mets franchise. In this episode, we're at the trade deadline. I asked you in the last episode, what do you guys think we should do? Appreciate everyone that commented and gave their feedback. We will show what move we made in just a second, but here we are at the end of July. We had a pretty decent month. We ended the month on a 7-game winning streak as we still have this game against the Brewers to play. It won't be our first game of the episode. We're actually going to make a trade, sim, I think, 2 games and then play the first one. But I don't want to spoil anything. You'll see as we go up against the Brewers and Freddie Peralta. One of the guys I thought about trading for, by the way, but I'm not going to trade for him. I want to look at the standings around the league first, just so you guys can see how everyone's doing and the different teams that it made sense to trade with. So you see us, we're half a game out of first place at the deadline. So we're right in it. It's really us to the Marlins. Braves and Phillies are way out. The Reds lead the Central. Brewers are only 1 game out, so they're still in the race to get to the playoffs, and they could still potentially be NL Central champs. So we won't be trading with them. In the West, you got the Diamondbacks leading the division all of a sudden. They didn't start off hot, but man, they got hot really fast. They're leading the division, 3.5 up on the Dodgers. In the wild card, the Dodgers are actually the first team right now. We're a game behind them for the first spot, but we're still in the wild card. And the Padres are in there as well. Go down the list so you can see who the worst teams in the NL are. And you got the Phillies and Braves among the worst. That's crazy. Cardinals and the Nationals, by far the worst team in the National League. But they probably wouldn't trade with us unless we gave them a little bit extra, being a division rival and all. And they really don't have anyone anyway. In the American League, the Rays, of course, lead AL East. Why would anyone else? The Yankees 15.5 games out in last place. That is insane how they have fallen in this save. That's just crazy. In the Central, the Guardians are in first place by 4 games. They got a pretty commanding lead. The Twins are still technically in it, though. Tigers and the White Sox and Royals way out. They're really bad yet again. In the West, you got the Rangers. They should finish the West. They should finish the season the champions of the West because they really still have a stacked team on paper. They're 22-9 against the Division II. That's crazy. And for the wild card, the Angels are the first team right now, and the Blue Jays and the Twins are in it. Orioles only a half game out. You got the Astros 3.5, and you go down the list. You got Royals, White Sox, A's, Mariners, terrible. Yankees, awful as well. We're going to jump into this trade in a second. The team we're going to make a trade with is the Mariners, as they're way out of it, so it makes sense. We are going to trade 2 top 50 prospects that we have, the last 2 good prospects we have, for Logan Gilbert and Andres Munoz. As we'll see the guys we're going to give away. Dion Monroe, 18 years old. He's a 66 overall already with B potential. In AA this season, he started 20 games, and he has an ERA of 2.19 with 129 strikeouts and 123 innings. He is someone I did not really want to give away, but we're trying to win now. So we had to make these moves. We're going to give away a really solid starting pitcher, left-handed as well. And we're going to give away Jesus Baez, our last good shortstop prospect. Jesus Baez, he's 69 overall, 21 years old. He does have some good hitting stats. He's just not hitting well in AA. He's hitting .216, but he does have 8 homers. But he'll be on the Mariners in a couple of years, if not next year. We might see him. Maybe we'll play a game against the Mariners and see if he's on the team. And this guy, Joe Castellano, he has some MLB-ready stats. 73 overall, 21 years old. He just has the C potential, but he could help the team for sure. He batting .274 with 16 homers in AAA this season, so he's solid. And we gave up all that, and that is a hell of a lot to give up, to be honest with you. But we gave it up. I think it's worth it for Logan Gilbert. 88 rated in this one. He's only 28 years old. He's having a good year. Sub 4 ERA. It's kind of close to 4, but the big thing with him is he has 1 more year of team control after this. As I'll switch the tab here, and you can see that next year is an arbitration year. He's only making $5.2 million this year. Next year will be an arbitration before we need to make a decision on whether we sign him into free agency. So that was the selling point for me to, you know what, give up my last 2 good prospects and an MLB-ready left fielder at only 21 years old. So even though his potential's not high, his stats are good enough to start on a team right now, especially a team that is rebuilding, and he can grow his stats more. I think he'll be okay for the Mariners. And Andres Munoz, he's their closer. and he is sensational, but he will be a free agent at the end of the year. He's doing good. He has 29 saves already, only one blown save this season, 2.75 ERA. We don't need a closer. Obviously, we have Edwin Diaz, but we needed someone in the back of that bullpen to help out. And with Munoz being the 8th inning setup role guy and Edwin Diaz being the closer, our bullpen's looking pretty dang scary right now. I think this was a W trade. Let me know what you guys think about this trade in the comments below, and we'll get into some gameplay as we will be playing Milwaukee. This is not on the 31st. This is a couple days later, so we're now 64 and 46. So I think we won both games that we simulated. We're going up against Spencer Turnbull. He's on the Brewers in this one, the Tigers pitcher. A 4.35 ERA, pretty mediocre. But hey, not terrible. Brewers are still in their division race, so it still means something for him. Jonathan India leading off the game. I think I'm going to move him to the leadoff spot going forward. I think I like that. And then Nimmo batting second, but time will tell. He leads this game off with a double, though. So we got a runner on second, nobody out. Brandon Nimmo is that next batter, and he will draw a walk. So we got first and second, nobody out here in the first for Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso's going to rip one up the middle for a base hit. Jonathan India is going to round third and score easy. It's 1-0 Mets, and it's still first and second, nobody out. Batting fourth today is Francisco Alvarez, and he is going to come through. Base hit in right field. Nimmo's going to round third. He's coming home. The throw is just offline. A good throw might have got Nimmo. And Pete Alonso goes to third on the throw home. So 2-0 Mets now. And we still got nobody out. First and third for Luis Robert. He's going to strike out, though. And next batter, Francisco Lindor. He will come through the base hit up the middle. 3-0 here in the first for New York. So very good start to this ball game. And hopefully we weren't done there. Next batter, Ryan O'Hearn getting a spot start today against the righty. He's going to hit one up the middle for a base hit. Rounding third and scoring is Francisco Alvarez. 4-0 Mets. And again, it's first and third, one out. Jorge Soler, the next batter. He lines one into left field. That's a base hit. It's a 5-run first inning for the Mets. And there's still only one out, but 5 would be all we get. 5-run first inning is a big statement for a team that is very, very hot. And that would be it for Spencer Turnbull. Could not even finish the first. 5 earned. He only got 1 out. So good, just a good start from the Mets offense. But like we said, that's all we would get. 5-0. And here is Logan Gilbert making his Mets debut. 22 starts. He's 8-8 with 3.92 ERA. In 133 innings, he only has 93 strikeouts. For a strikeout guy, it doesn't seem too high, but we'll see. The first batter who ever faces a Met is Bryce Terang, and he strikes him out looking. We're going, it's still in the first. Christian Yelich is the next batter, and he's going to actually rip one deep into right center field. Soler going back. He's going to look up and not be able to make this play. It's going to one-hop off the wall. Yelich is rounding second. He's going for third, and the throw misses India. Goes to Lindor, and throws just a little bit offline, so it's a one-out triple for Christian Yelich as Milwaukee trying to get a run back in this one. Next batter is Brian Reynolds. He's on Milwaukee. He takes a high slider, but called strike 3. He doesn't like the call, though that ball was clearly in there. That was a nice pitch. A couple batters later, it's William Contreras. Still, Yelich still on third, but it was first and third, but he lines out to right, so he gets out of the first unscathed. There's Logan Gilbert. You're going to see a lot of strikeouts in these highlights. That strikeout there actually hit the batter, but it was so nasty he swung. So we'll see a couple strikeouts there from Logan Gilbert. In the third, it's Christian Yelich up, 2-2 count. He goes down swinging as well. Logan Gilbert had his strikeout stuff in this one. That wouldn't be the last one you'll see. You'll see one right here on Rowdy Tellez. Runner on second, nobody out. Gets a strikeout for the first out. Next batter is William Contreras, 2-2 count. He'll go down swinging as well on a beautiful slider. And he'll try to get out of this jam by getting Vaughn Grissom to line up the middle, but it's a base hit past the diving Lindor, and the runner will score as he gives up his first run as a Met. Almost got out of that one, but he ends up getting out of it, striking out the side. Jackson Churio strikes out, but Milwaukee gets one back, 8-1, jumping ahead to the fifth. Bryce Terang up, already 0 for 2, but he's going to hit one deep in a right center field. Line drive, home run to center for Bryce Terang. So that would be the second run Logan Gilbert gave up in this one, as I guess the mascot slides down that slide even when they're losing by 6, so that's good to know. 8-2 New York. Christian Yelich going to strike out. Going to get a couple more. I think here from Logan Gilbert before his night would end. Rowdy Tellez strikes out swinging, beautiful slider. And we go into the top of the sixth, some more offensive highlights. It's Luis Robert, staying hot, dead center, no doubt. I think he's been hitting a lot of home runs on video, which is a very good sign. Our whole lineup's been doing pretty solid this season. We'll show everyone's stats at the end of this episode, but yeah, we're hitting pretty well. It's 24 for Luis Robert. We have potential to have about 5 guys in 30-plus home runs. I'm not saying we're going to do it, but we have the potential for 5 people to do it, possibly. So that would be insane. As Logan Gilbert, that would be the end of his night. 6 innings, 2 earned, and that would be 13 strikeouts he would end up getting in this one. So what a performance for Logan Gilbert. I think he's going to be huge for us down the stretch and hopefully in the playoffs as well. We get another run here. Luis Robert drives in another, but Pete Alonso gets thrown out third, and that's how this one would end, 11-2. So Coleman in just to finish it off and mop it up because he hasn't got much work this season. And it's an easy 11-2 win for New York. So good win for Logan Gilbert. He pitched insane. Like we said, 6 innings, 2 earned, and 13 strikeouts. Wow, just great performance. We jump ahead a little bit. We're now 72-49, so we've been doing a lot of winning, not as much losing. Urias on the mound against Colorado, and look at those stats, 3.22. That's exactly what we pay him to do. Low 3 ERA, we'll take that. Low 3, sub 3 is what I like from those guys I pay like that. Anyway, in the first, they got a runner on second, 1 out. Verdugo's going to ground to first and move him over. Next batter's going to be Alan Trejo. 3-2 count for him, and he is going to draw a walk. That ball is completely in the strike zone, but the umpire behind the plate called that a ball, so it's a walk. And then Juan Yepez is up, and he's going to rip a base hit in a left. 1-0 Colorado after that missed call that should have ended the inning. Yepez comes through the base hit to get a run as Urias strikes out the next batter to get out of the first. But 1-0 Colorado in the first as we're going up against Antonio Senzatella, having a good year, 3.28 record. And in the second, we got a runner on first, 2 out for Brett Beatty. He rips a base hit. Runner was going on a 3-2 count, so he'll go first to third. We got first and third, 2 out. In the second for Tom Murphy getting a spot start today, and he's going to go down swinging. He actually has been good when he does play, but he'll go down swinging. Alvarez is playing today also. He's DHing, but he rips one in the gap here in the third inning. It's going to one-hop off the wall. Run probably would have scored. I think that's like the second or third time lately that we've been robbed of a run because of a ground rule double. Luis Robert can't come through. He strikes out. In the fourth, we got first and third again. 1 out. It's Tom Murphy. It's one deep to left. Yepez going back. He dives. He can't make the play. 1 hops off the wall. Run's going to score. This game is tied. Runner at first had to stay still because he didn't know if that was being caught or not. So he only goes first to third. We got second and third, 1 out for Nimmo. Line drive. That's a base hit. Runners had to hold up just in case the shortstop caught that one. So only 1 run's going to score, but 2-1 Mets in the fourth. Looking for more in the fourth. It's Kyle Tucker, next batter. He rips one deep to right field. This one has a chance. It might go. It is not going to get caught, but it's not gone. It's a ground rule double and career hit number 1,000 for Kyle Tucker. So nice job from Tucker getting his 1,000th career hit, and he gets that being a member of the Mets. So next batter would be Pete Alonso. He'd ground into the hole at shortstop. Nice play by the shortstop, but a run scores easily. 4-1 as we have a 4-run inning, and we're not going to be done there. Francisco Alvarez comes through another base hit. Base hit up the middle. Kyle Tucker rounds third and scores. It's a 5-run fourth inning for the Mets, and just like that, it's 5-1. So Urias would settle down. We're in the bottom of the sixth now, 7-1 at this point. We're going to get another run, although it's not going to be an RBI. Bases loaded, nobody out, and Luis Robert grounds into a double play. Been grounding into a lot of double plays lately, which is concerning. But the next batter is Francisco Lindor, and he cleans it up a bit, gets that runner to score. It's 9-1 New York with an RBI double from Lindor, who's having a really career season at the plate. Not average-wise, but the power numbers are just insane. Jonathan India, he no doubt's one to left field. You don't see a lot of home runs from him, that's for sure. But that one's way out. It's 11-1. It's a rout now. 2 games in a row where our offense has just been on fire. India hits his 10th home run of the season, and it's 11-1. This one would end 13-2 as Loaizaga mops this one up. So 2 blowouts to start off the episode. You don't see that too much. Our offense has been pretty solid all season, but you know, usually when I play, it's a tight game, so it's good to see some offense in this one. We're going to jump ahead to our draft class. I don't usually show this because these guys I usually end up trading or they're not going to be in the major leagues for a while. But one guy in particular I wanted to show is Josh Rosen, 18 years old, 65 overall, A potential, shortstop out of Oklahoma. And look at this guy. Contact is almost MLB ready already at 18 years old. Now, obviously, he's not coming up anytime soon, but high contact, high vision, A potential, 93 potential is an actual potential. Look for that name maybe in the future when Lindor goes down, or hey, maybe in a massive trade. I kind of want to hold on to him, though. I think he's going to be good. A couple other guys who will probably never make it because their overall is too low. And then Nicholas Diaz was the only other A potential guy, catcher out of high school, but only 41 overall. We'll probably never see him in the major leagues, but you never know. We're going to end this episode off, at least gameplay-wise. We still got a lot of episode to go, but I'm going to end off the gameplay against San Diego, who are having a very solid season. And Sixto Sanchez on the mound. If you remember him with the Marlins, he was supposed to be an up-and-coming prodigy prospect, one of many they have. And he hasn't found it so far with San Diego. He's got a 5 ERA. But in the first, it would be first and third, no out. We get a run, but another double play. So not an RBI from Kyle Tucker, but we get a run in the first. Senga on the mound for us. He's doing solid. 4.16 is not great, but he's actually dropping a lot in overall, which is concerning. This is the third inning. It's Xander Bogaerts with the man on second, and he rips one into the warehouse. Home run, 2-run shot. San Diego takes a lead 2-1. But let me go back to Senga real quick. He's dropping in overall. He's like in the low 80s now. I'm getting concerned. I think I have 2 more years of him, or maybe next year's the last one. I forgot off the top of my head, but can't wait for him to be gone, to be honest. Francisco Alvarez drives one the other way and out of here. Home run. Francisco Alvarez homers. His power numbers haven't been up this year for a guy who started the year with 99 power against righties. That's only his 21st. And hey, he's still got a month to go, so he might get close to 30, but he has been dropping. Usually he's a little higher at this point, and his power number has been dropping as well. I think it went from like 99 to 92, but that's not important. Beatty rips one down the line. It's going to be second and third, no out. We're down by 1 here. Jonathan India is going to softly line to short. That's not going to get the job done. Runners stay at second and third. Next batter is Brandon Nimmo. He strikes out on a nice slider. So now we're down to 2 outs here in the 7th. Still second and third. Runners are going to stay stranded. No, Kyle Tucker's going to bloop one in the left. It's a base hit. It gets down. 2-run score, and the Mets take the lead. Clutch 2-out hit from Kyle Tucker. It wasn't the hardest hit ball, but it gets the job done. And here is Andres Munoz in the 8th, coming in to try to set it up. First batter is Kim. He's going to line one up the middle, ground one, up the middle, base hit past Lindor, and it's a leadoff base hit for Kim. He'd end up stealing a base, getting to second, but with 1 out, it's Nolan Arenado. He's going to ground to first, going to move that runner over, but that's 2 outs. Alonso steps on the bag with ease. And the next batter is Manny Machado. 3-2 count, 2 out. He grounds to first. This should do it. It skips off Pete Alonso's wrist. He can't recover in time. Runner is safe. The run scores, and the game's tied just like that. I think that would somehow go down as a hit, but I think that was clearly an error. We're going into extras. We can't score in the top of the 10th. We don't get that run in. So San Diego trying to walk it off. Marinaccio pitching the 10th. That's Kim. Strikes out swinging on a beautiful changeup. Next guy would get out as well. It's Nolan Arenado. He strikes out swinging on a changeup. Beautiful pitching from Marinaccio. We're going to the 11th. Let's see if we can get our runner home in the 11th inning. We can't. It's 2 outs. Brett Beatty needs to come through in the clutch. He's going to ground to second, and this inning's over. We don't score yet again. We didn't even get our guy over. That's how bad it was. In the 11th, it's Stephen Okert. He'll get the first out. Cronenworth's the next batter, hits one deep in the left center field. Roberts going back at the track. He's going to leap, and it's gone. Lefty on lefty. Jake Cronenworth hits one to left center field. He hit one out. I mean, that was a pretty impressive home run. I'm not going to lie. Opposite field against the lefty. I did not expect that to happen, but Jake Cronenworth walks it off. For some reason, Brett Beatty's staying at third base. Not sure why. Somebody got to tell him the game's over, and the Padres win this one. So let's see where we are at the end of this one. We are in the very end of August. One more series left in the month of August. We actually had a very good month. If you take a look, we won every single series, and we swept Colorado and then won 2 out of 3 against Colorado. We played them twice, beat the Nationals both series. So we had a really good month of August, except for the end there where we lost 4 straight and got swept by San Diego. Not great, but we ended in first place, 3.5 games up So we had a very successful month. We're in first place all of a sudden. And if we just have one more good month of the season, which I think we will, we should at least. We're starting to heat up very much, especially offensively. I think we're going to win the NL East finally. Let's see how everyone's doing. And I did move Jonathan India up to that leadoff spot because he's batting .298. He's hitting great right now. He's red hot. Brandon Nimmo's batting second. He's got 24 homers, so he's got a chance at third. He's hitting .279 too. Very, very solid. Kyle Tucker's hitting .283. He's got 24 homers, so he has a chance at 30 home runs as well. Pete Alonso already passed 30 home runs. He's got 95 RBIs, and we still got a month to go. He's only batting .238, but that's okay. 33 homers, 95 RBIs. With a month to go, I'm not going to complain. Francisco Alvarez, we just saw him hit his 21st home run. All right, his power is 96 against righties. I could have swore it was dropping more. It's just a number to keep a lookout. Francisco Lindor has 30 home runs. What? 30 home runs? And we still got a month in the season to go to August, and he has 30 home runs. I can't believe what's happening with Francisco Lindor, but that is awesome. Luis Robert's having a good season. He's got 27, and he's hitting .257. So we're liking what we're getting from Luis Robert. With those numbers, batting 7th, you know your lineup is balling. Brett Beatty missed 2 months, and he's got 11 homers only, but he did miss a significant amount of time. And his average is good, so can't say much. I just wish he would stay healthy, man. And Soler, our DH, is batting 9th, which goes to show you how deep this lineup is. So very, very proud of my lineup this season. I love it. Logan Gilbert, after a month with the team, he's got that ERA down to 3.71. Julio Urias, 3.29, so went up slightly from the last time he pitched, but he's 14-3. He's been really good. Kodai Senga, there he goes. Overall's at an 83 right now. Oof, I think he started the season at like an 85 or an 86. Could be wrong. I would need to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure. David Peterson, he was our best pitcher early in the season, halfway through, but now he's just mediocre, 3.42. Urias is better than him, so not our best pitcher anymore, but we'll see. Hopefully he heats up again. And Descalfani, 4.28 is not the greatest, but he's 13-5. We win games when he pitches. It's as simple as that. I feel bad Clark Schmidt's in the bullpen with 3.76. But we lose when he pitches, and we win with Descalfani pitches. Call me superstitious, but that's why I have Descalfani still in the rotation, because of that record. I know it's kind of old school, but hey, it's working. Stephen O'Kurt's having a great season. 37 2/3 innings pitched. He's a 1.67 ERA. This time last year, he was like in the 5s. He was terrible. Same thing with Marinaccio. He was sent down last year. Now he's pitching to a 2.65 ERA. Very, very good from Ron Marinaccio. Though Isaac's just been mediocre, 4.22. I can't complain, though, either way. He's my least trusted guy in the bullpen, and he's not even that bad, so I can't complain. Dylan Coleman, there he is again, man. He just doesn't get in the sim. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense. He's got a higher overall than a couple guys that get in a lot. I really don't get it, but he's a sub-1 ERA nonetheless, so it still looks good. Scott Barlow, only 27 2/3, 4.23. He's been mediocre. Andres Munoz has been great. ERA went slightly up with us, so must have given up a run or two, but he's been solid. And Edwin Diaz has been fantastic, 2.11 in 47 innings pitched. And I think at this time he was second in the league in saves behind Ryan Helsley on San Diego. And some good news to end this episode. Corbin Burnes only has 1 to 2 months to go. And it's possible, it's looking like his timetable, he's going to be able to return for the playoffs or maybe even before. And if you guys aren't familiar with how the playoff roster works, they need to be on the active roster by August 31st or on the 60-day DL by then. And obviously, he's been on the 60-day IL since opening day. He hasn't pitched since opening day, but he's in line to possibly return for the playoffs. That would be a huge boost to this team, as he's like 95 right now. He's just insane. He's our real ace, Corbin Burnes. So hopefully we can get him back. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the trade I made. Hope you guys agreed with it. Let me know what you think. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. In the next episode, we'll finish off the regular season, hopefully as NL East champs. Thanks so much.